Welcome back. This video is what I have been preparing you for all along. Today, I take you through the nitty-gritty of what we did, what we are doing, and everything that has led us to where we are now. Yeah, I can't wait. Simply put, the game plan is a series of well-organized action items, practical things, deliverables, outputs that are completed per semester with an aim of ensuring that by the end of the farming studies, I have a thriving farming enterprise as my graduation certificate. Perfect. Let's get a few things out of the way. First, for any form of learning, there has to be something to guide it. In school, they call it a curriculum. Wow, what a long, old, boring word. No wonder school is hard. Let's get rid of it and call it game plan. It's a plan, just something to guide us, but it's fun, so game plan. The game plan wasn't developed in one sitting, it was developed over time. These studies were for 3 years, because most bachelor's degrees are for 3 years. So each year, I developed a game plan for that particular year. Now, to ensure that I don't get lost or lose track, each year had a theme. The theme of year 1 was defining the business that I want to start. The theme of year 2 was getting started in the selected business venture. And then for the final year, the theme was establishing myself in the selected business. Since in my country we have 2 rainy seasons per year, and therefore 2 planting seasons per year, that translated to 2 semesters per year for my farming studies. Importantly, this is not school as usual. We skip the stupid part of school. Farming is doing. If there is no doing, then there is no learning. These things of theoretical, hypothetical, abstract or logical reasoning that are exciting and interesting for the mind, but don't result into practical, actual action items are trash. They are good for class, but we are not in class. We are on a farm. We want practical things, not theory. Finally, the tasks that were considered very important for the establishment of the farm were categorized as recurring topics. This would ensure that by the time I'm done with the farming studies, I am an expert at them because I have been doing them on the daily, so I know them through and through. There were 4 in number, and the first was business skills. Because it involves money, I definitely need some financial management skills, and very importantly, it is school, so I'll need to get some money to facilitate the learning. I don't intend to be doing it alone. I will need to influence people, to get them to do things that I want them to do, but for them to do them because they want to do them. That's leadership. Getting someone to do something you want done because they want to do it. I included a 5th that I called a business start step because I didn't want to get lost in these 4 outside the ring, because sometimes you can be busy with school and even fail to do what brought you. So the business start steps were specific items that were aimed at ensuring something is being done on starting the business. So now we can start with year 1, which had the theme of defining the business that I wanted to start, semester 1. Now, just a quick outline of how the action points were actually laid out. The most important were here in the middle, and these were my exams. Sometimes the action points were for one particular topic,
And so you could have many action points. For example, here there are 3 action points, but only one topic. So for year 1, I was supposed to develop first a game plan for the whole first year, and I thought I should do that in 1 week. Then I was meant to develop a selection criteria for the desired business. I thought that would take 4 weeks. I did develop this, and I'll share it with you in a separate video. Then to complete a business plan for the selected business. Now we start the recurrent topics. So for the financial management skills, I was meant to develop a tool to monitor my daily personal expenses and income, and then monitor those expenses for that entire semester. Could be 6 months, about 24 weeks. And the aim initially was to save at least 1 million per month. Then basic business skills, I was meant to attend a business training on how to start a business, but I only gave that 4 weeks. Then for school fees, to get money, because I didn't have a job, the action items here were to look for adverts and call everyone that I could call on available job openings, so that I get at least one full-time job. But since I didn't have a job at the time, I thought I could add value to myself by doing online trainings. Then when I failed to get a job in COVID, I tried to volunteer.
But if you watch the earlier videos, you know how that ended.
I'll link that in the video description. I only had one business start step for year 1, semester 1. Moving to semester 2 of year 1, we still had some recurrent topics. At this point, I've been using the tool for 6 months. I could now review it and also review my budget. I thought I should at this point double my savings. And since I have developed a personal tool and I am now familiar with the business I want to start, I needed to develop a tool early enough for the farm as well. Then watch YouTube videos on the chosen venture, read articles, guidelines on chosen venture, but also not only do online things. I had to get my feet on the ground and visit people doing the farming that I was interested in doing. So, school fees.
My performance at work was included in my farming studies because I needed money from work to facilitate my learning. So I had to do a good job at work in order to excel at the farming studies. I needed a happy boss. A happy boss is one who has no complaints about me, who has no pending work from me, one who trusts me to do a good job even while they are not there. Like, they do not need to supervise me in order for me to do a good job. And finally, a happy boss is one who gives me favors without me even asking for them. I need a happy boss.
But that was one job. And by this time, I'd actually gotten a job, a full-time job. However, my financial tool and my saving targets dictated that I needed to get another job. So I was also meant to develop the game plan for second year, and then leadership skills.
The business start step for semester 2 year 1 was simple. Buy land.
We go to year 2, semester 1. The actual action item was to complete a farm blueprint with timelines and an expansion strategy for potential additional ventures. For financial management skills, I was again meant to keep monitoring my expenses and saving some money. And then for business skills, I was meant to watch YouTube.
YouTube is a new university. It's where we all learn from.
And then I was meant to keep reading online and keep visiting farms. And then make my bosses happy. At this point, I needed to have one full-time job and one part-time job. And then continue with the leadership skills.
And then the business start steps. Construct a farmhouse and start a cash crop.
But in the meantime, to also grow crops, maize, beans, soya, cassava. I know
these are obvious for farming communities, but because I knew nothing about farming, I needed to try this out so that I built some muscle before trying out the cash crop.
So moving to semester 2 of year 2, I still had the recurrent topics. However, I did introduce at this point to learn video editing and YouTubing, and there were 3 action points on that. Alright, we can go to the business start steps. For year 2, semester 2, I was meant to build a rabbit rearing house, to start beekeeping, and before the rabbits come, I could first grow their forage and then continue growing the seasonal crops. Now, as a finalist, semester 1 kept doing the financial management skills and business skills, human resource system, school fees, and leadership opportunities, but importantly, the business start steps. Yeah, there you have it. Start the YouTube channel.
So you realize this video is part of my farming studies. So guys, like, subscribe so that a brother can graduate.
And finally, semester 2 of year 3. It didn't have very many things, but mainly the recurrent topics that didn't change. However, very importantly, there were some critical business start steps, and these were awesome. 1 was to get a water source. 2 was for me to do research on all the things that I was doing and explore expansion ideas. And importantly, I realized at this point I needed more money than I could earn or save. So I thought I could apply for a grant.
So there you have it, the complete action-packed game plan that guides me till today. Did these things happen? Did they change? Were they better? Were they worse? You will have all these answers. Just like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell so that you do not miss the information right while it's still hot. See you.